cool. Right. Looks good. If I don't say so myself. Thanks, Greg. Just had to ask him if there was anything like specific about the way Lamplight was set up that I was going to forget. Oh, part of 2. What stopped you from finishing off 2? Was it some of the puzzles? Because some of those pixel hunting, like some of the pixel hunting was absolutely horrific. Okay, if I do that, no, not that one. That, there we go. We just did the hairdressing. I actually was super curious as to if we had done the hairdressing wrong. Because we had a moment to say, I'm gonna... You know what? Let's just fuck it. We probably didn't. So our wife just did a hair appointment with one of the lady who caught on fire. One of her friends. Wanted a cheeky biscuit. Keep my brain working. Yeah, like one of the puzzles. Some of them were really difficult.
Good luck.
Especially if you don't want to use a walkthrough. I kind of wanted to talk to my wife.
I'm here.
Seeing you come home always puts...
I saw someone say there's been no Fire Emblem so far.
Addie?
What is it, Miles?
Feel like crying. Feel like pure shit.
Please let me see that beautiful smile of yours, Addie.
That's enough, Miles.
Oh.
If you're just going to stand there and throw meaningless words at me, you're better off not saying
I might
anything.
reload.
But...
Stop it. I'm trying my best to move past this. Don't make it worse.
I'm just going to reload there. I forgot that I pissed her off. I forgot that I pissed her off last stream.
I wish you'd...
It'll be fine.
That never happened, Galax. Okay, so we've got a university to go to. Usher and Price. The... Oh my god. The icon on that lady's home is a pile of her dead ashes. A Fire Emblem Path of Radiance? What, is that a remake? Dab. We're trying to get to her will. Loot! Have a good look. Don't look. Let's go via the Brentwell magazine. So the lady that dies wrote for this magazine.
Drop off an article? No, actually, I'm a private investigator. The name's Miles Fordham.
How exciting. You must have so many interesting stories.
You could say that, yes.
Please, come in, come in. I'm Alan Brentwell, owner and publisher of Brentwell Magazine.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Confessions of a Steam Addict by Ezra Bartley. I think I'm better off not knowing. For Whom the Bell Almost Tolled by Suki Snobs. Fascinating stuff.
They're doing GameCube games. Oh. They do on SNES and NES. Are they bringing the SNES and NES ones as well to the Switch too, or are they just doing GameCube? I won't ask you too many questions, don't worry. I'll watch it after stream.
Empty. Too bad. For the publisher of a sensationalist rag, Brentwell is awfully well read. Assuming he actually has read all those books, of course.
Because it would be really annoying if they had part of the Virtual Console stuff on the Switch 1 and part of it on the Switch 2.
Brentwell has a front row seat to all the horrible things he might want to write about in his magazine.
Oh, it's all transferable. Oh, nice. Nice. Do you need a Nintendo online subscription?
Imagine how many lurid and salacious articles are kept in those cabinets.
Don't worry, I got it, Dab. I got it.
I can only begin to imagine how many...
Salacious. Yeah, because I would have been predicting that they would keep half of it on one console and part of it on the other to try and encourage you to buy both. That if you want the entire virtual console library, you had to buy both of them. But it's nice that they're not. Yeah, Dab is our official Switch Direct correspondent.
Wonderful! It's so seldom I get to answer questions.
Sitting with Reggie himself. Oh, wow.
What
Lovely
can you
mustache.
tell me about Desiree Lathan?
Desiree Lathan. Oh, why, she came to me a few weeks ago in response to an ad I took out requesting articles. She told me she had an idea readers would love. We agreed on 3 crowns per paragraph, and she was on her way. Come to think of it, I haven't heard from her in a few days.
She's dead now. Let's ask
made you
him
decide
all the
to
other
start
questions
this business?
before.
I always wanted to
We'll
be
play
a
old games you
journalist.
support.
I never had much luck with any of the local papers. though.
Thank you,
So
Dab.
I decided to start my
Now
own.
back to the
I admit it's
studio.
not exactly what I wanted, but I like to think Brentwell magazine has found its own unique voice.
Voice? More like a gurgling scream.
Her article idea was fire.
Tell me about Brentwell magazine.
We're a monthly publication focusing on both fiction and non-fiction pieces.
Ah, yes, you're publishing that serial, aren't you? The Dissembling Mechanism?
Hot news
For a
of the day.
subscriber! Tell me, what did you think of the conclusion? Quite astonishing, wasn't it?
I haven't had a chance to read it yet, I'm afraid.
Ah, then I won't say any more about it. My dream was to have a magazine that was well respected and educational. But sadly, it
Is
seems
the stream
today's
just broke for
audiences are much
Dab,
more
or is it
interested
for
in reading
everyone? I
about
hope it's not for
sightings of
well.
giant bat
If it's
creatures
not,
and
you won't be hearing me.
mysterious buried treasures.
Oh, a beautiful
I hear you
Piss
have a
color?
bit of a
Galax.
reputation for making your reporters do questionable things for their articles.
You are mistaken, Mr. Fordham. I don't force my writers to do anything.
He's
They seem
forcing
to
his
have this
writers to
notion
do
that the more
things.
extreme their research, the more authentic the articles will be.
What sort of extremes are we talking about
All
here?
right.
We had one writer who attempted to heighten the sensation of fear she wanted to express in her story. Damn near decapitated herself by sticking her head through an opening at the clock tower at St. Denis Cathedral. Ugh. Thankfully, she made
Oh,
it
the
alive.
Nintendo one. Oh,
Would
thank
have
God.
been quite the predicament if she hadn't. Especially considering that was our most popular article last year. Oh, people have such...
You know, obviously it'd be more of a global problem if my stream broke, right? Oh, it's Lamplight yellow. It's quite nice. It doesn't look as yellow on camera as it does IRL, but it looks very nice IRL on the shelves. Lovely.
Were you aware that Miss Lathan is dead?
What? No, I had no idea. What happened?
I'm not exactly
Oh,
sure.
what?
She
No,
seems
no
to have
idea.
burned to death under mysterious circumstances.
Mysterious circumstances?
Most of her body was burnt to ash, but there's very little fire damage around her. It's as though she herself just caught fire.
Oh, that sounds positively ghastly. Oh dear.
Is something wrong?
I just remembered. The article she was writing, dear God. I hope she didn't go too far.
Was
with
it
the research.
combustion?
What exactly was Desiree's article about?
I'm not entirely sure. She merely came to me with the proposal.
She didn't tell you what that idea was?
She did, but I wasn't sure what to make of it.
Please, Mr. Brentwell, stop stalling and tell me what she was writing about.
It was about spontaneous human combustion.
We thought so.
What do you know about spontaneous human combustion?
That's the thing. I don't know very much at all. It sounded interesting enough. That's why I accepted Miss Lathan's proposal. to write
Is
an
it
article
based on a
about
real
it.
case?
But what do you know about it?
Only that it's a
Don't give me any
mysterious
spoilers for it,
phenomenon in
Mark,
which a
but
person catches fire
I'll
spontaneously
want to
and
know when
burns
I've
to death.
finished.
It sounds exactly
the
as you
differences.
described Miss Lathan's condition.
Do you know what Miss Lathan's research
Fog,
on the
it's not
subject
April
involved?
Fool's
Only the one
anymore.
contact I gave her, a Miss
Did
Angela
they?
Maxwell at the Spectre Society in Gaston.
The Spectre Society, huh? I shouldn't be surprised to
They
hear that name
did?
again.
No
You
way.
remember?
Actually, I am.
Then I suggest you do some research there. There's bound to
Does
be
it-
something
is it actually
relevant in
coming
that
out?
glorious library of theirs.
Thank you. Perhaps I will. Thanks for your time, Mr. Brentwell.
The pleasure. is all
2025. So it'll be coming out 2026, right? Yeah, press X to doubt. Put a picture in Discord of it. What the? Ah, cheekily look. Take a cheeky peek. Where is it in games or? They did show it. No. Yeah, I don't believe it. I won't believe it until I've got it in my hands. Oh.
Well, so much for modesty. Ooh, is it warm in here or is it just me? These aren't half bad. Nice to know the students aren't completely wasting their time here. These aren't half... I'm guessing it's locked, but it probably only contains more art supplies we don't care about. All the tools an artist would ever need. Brushes, pieces of canvas, paints. I feel as though this could be relevant, but I can't really see how.
Can paint
Where
combust?
dreams go to die.
All right. Hello, Roger.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Are you
Yes.
Roger DeVay?
I am.
Miles Fordham, private investigator. I have some questions for you if you aren't too busy.
Will this take
Turpentine?
long? This isn't
What-
exactly
Is
the
that
best
green?
time.
It shouldn't.
Miranda?
No.
All right then, quickly.
Is that a green color or a blue color?
How long have you been teaching at this university?
About 4 years now.
And do you also
Looks
earn
quite
money
young.
with your painting?
Not of late. I haven't sold a painting in some time.
He's the
But
one that
my
took
salary from the university is
the
enough for the
portrait,
time being.
or
Perhaps
did the
someday I'll
portrait
be
of
able to devote
Desiree.
the proper focus to my painting.
I don't know why we would think that he has anything to do
Do you
with
know
this,
Desiree
but
Lathan?
Desiree? Yes, of course I know her. What happened to her was just awful.
Indeed. My condolences, Mr. DeVay. What can you tell me about her?
She was a wonderful woman. Sharp, full of life.
not
Extremely
what other people
witty.
have been saying
I
about
only
her.
knew her for a short time, but I consider myself lucky to have had her as a friend.
How did you two meet?
We were introduced at a party and became fast friends. It's hard to believe she's really gone.
You painted Desiree's portrait, is that right?
Yes, I finished it just a few months ago.
Do you often do commissioned work?
Sometimes, but this wasn't exactly a commission.
I was going to say, he
More
said that
like
he
a
hadn't.
gift.
You mean you weren't paid for it?
No, I didn't do it for money. It was an honor just to paint her.
Sold
I see.
anything.
And did she like the result?
Well, she had it hanging in her bedroom and not in her attic, so I assumed she liked it well enough.
It was a rather nice portrait.
How would
I
you
must admit.
know
Oh,
that it
so
was
you've seen it.
hanging in her
Indeed, I
bedroom?
have. Regrettably, I can't comment on the likeness, never having seen the subject in life.
Ah, yes. Well, she used to say that standing in front of it was like looking into a mirror. I tried my best to do her justice.
Do you have any information regarding Desiree's death?
I really don't think
No,
she's dead. I
none
think
at
she's
all.
faked her death.
It came as a total shock. I heard she was burned to death. Oh, is that true?
It is.
It's really just unthinkable.
Do you know of anyone who might have wished harm upon her?
No, everyone loved her. To think someone could be capable of doing that to her, it just makes me feel sick.
I'll let you get back to your class.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually her. I think she got someone else to get the same tattoo that she has. That's why she stopped the legs from being burnt so they could identify it as her legs. Yeah. Oh, no. This isn't where I want to be. Just keep popping in and out of there. We want to go to the Spectre Society. That's it.
Welcome back, Mr. Fordham.
We've made friends with
Could
this
I ask you
lady.
about some things, Miss Maxwell?
Certainly, darling.
Are you familiar with a woman named Desiree Lathan?
Yes, she came to see me just last week. She told me she was doing research for an article she was writing for Brentwell magazine.
What sort of research?
She asked me a few questions and looked at my books. That was all. She wasn't here for very long.
And what was she researching?
Something about spontaneous human combustion.
We read
I
the
believe.
book for that.
What can you tell me about spontaneous human combustion?
I'm not overly familiar with the subject, but I do have a book about it on the shelf back there.
Already
You are
read it.
welcome to look at it if it will help.
Already
I may,
read it.
But I'd like to know what your understanding of it is.
Well, I believe it is when the human body inexplicably catches fire and burns. It usually occurs among elderly women who drink to excess, and very little fire damage is caused around the body. That's really all I know, darling. It's not a very agreeable subject for study now, is it?
Did you know that Desiree Lathan is dead?
What? My god, no. I didn't.
This poor
What
lady's
happened to
going
her?
through the ringer,
She was
though.
found burned to death in her bed.
How awful.
Oh,
You
she
have any
looks
idea how this may
sussy.
have happened?
There are a number of possibilities, but if she was in the middle of researching spontaneous human combustion, and then to have this happen, it can't be a coincidence.
Are you suggesting she herself was a victim of spontaneous combustion?
One need only compare the circumstances of her death with the facts, darling.
She can't be serious, can she?
Thank you for the
She's connected to
information. It
2
was
crimes
very
so far.
Enlightening.
It was my pleasure, darling.
I don't know, she seems so nice. Let's go make sure that he thinks that he's read the book. There it is.
This all sounds strangely familiar, but spontaneous human combustion can't be real, can it? Then again, sometimes the simplest explanation is the correct one.
We can see if she wrote in the guest book.
There's quite a few members in.
Oh, we can't.
I'll be going now.
May the spirits guide you to that which you seek.
I know, maybe she is a murderer, but I don't know. She just...
Mr. Fordham.
We confided in her
Ah,
about our
Mr.
bill
Dupre.
problem, you know?
Good to see you again. Is all well with you?
Absolutely. Everything is wonderful. Because of you, the city has finally seen Laura Dupre for the monster
The
she
guy
is.
from the
I
first
cannot thank you
case.
enough.
I suppose you're welcome?
Now then, is there anything I can help you
The
with?
husband.
Yes, I'm looking
Of
for
the
Peter
lady.
Andrews. I was told he worked here.
That's right. His desk is just over there.
Thank you, Mr. Dupre. Lovely seeing you.
Let's talk to him for a moment.
We haven't got anything else to ask him about right now. What an absurd contraption. Imagine needing
Wow.
all those extra bits and bobs just to tell the time. I tried
Money
using one of these
dispenser.
automatic money dispensers once, but I nearly got my arm stuck inside. They still got a long way to go. Yeah, impressive bit of hardware. It would take a criminal mastermind to rob this bank.
Mr. Andrews.
Yes?
Miles Fordham, private investigator. May I ask you a few questions?
Yes, I suppose that would be fine. Have a seat.
I'd rather stand if it's all the same to you.
I
Now
think this is the guy that was pursuing Desiree.
Exactly what is your role here at the bank?
I'm the manager. I handle the new accounts, organize finance, that sort of thing.
Have you
Remember,
been here
they said he
long?
was a
Coming
clerk.
up on 17 years. Is this at all relevant to your investigation?
Anything could be, Mr. Andrews.
He seems a bit cranky, though.
Do you know Desiree Lathan?
Desiree Lathan? No, I can't say the name rings.
Oh,
any
he's a
bells.
fucking liar!
You say you don't know Miss Lathan. Would you care to explain these?
Why are they crumpled up? Did
She put
she
them in the
throw
bin.
them out?
Yes.
And why do you have them?
I just love catching people like this.
Relax, Mr. Andrews. Let's take this slowly. Now, I can assume by your reaction that these are your letters?
Yes, they are.
So why did you lie about knowing Miss Lathan?
I promised my wife I would come.
You're
But you
married!
clearly didn't. The most recent letter is from 2 weeks ago.
Did she hire you?
Your wife? No, that's not why I'm here.
Ah, well, that's somewhat of a relief then.
I'm so gonna tell his wife.
So your wife knows about your correspondence with Miss Lathan?
Well, I don't know if you could really call it correspondence. Desiree never wrote back. But yes, Peggy, that is to say, Margaret found out shortly after we married.
Exactly how many letters did this bounder
Hey,
send?
Loz. Do you know
At
anything
first,
about
I tried to
voodoo?
make it out that she was just a friend, but she found one of the more intimate ones while I was writing it.
I see. And what was her reaction?
But she never
What
wrote
do you
back.
think? I still have the scar from the glass that she threw at me.
You're still married?
Oh, yes. Margaret comes from a very strict Catholic family. They would sooner she die than divorce. It hasn't been easy. She makes sure to take full advantage of the situation, always buying herself the most expensive jewelry and spending a fortune on food for those wretched cats. I swear, they're better fed than I am.
Where might I find Mrs. Andrews? I'd like to speak to her.
Our house is at 713 Longfellow Street.
So I
just at
suppose
the
she
edge of
could be a
Gascon,
suspect that she
but I warn
killed
you, it's It's a
the
goddamn menagerie she's got.
lady
I'd
that her
stay away if
husband
you're averse to being covered in animal hair.
I'll take my chances.
was trying to romance.
Were you aware of Miss Lathan's death?
What? Desiree is dead? No.
She was found burned to death in her bed.
You're lying. You have to be.
I'm afraid I'm not, Mr. Andrews.
Basic.
Oh, Desiree.
Do you
Well,
have
that
any
was Silk
idea who
Song.
might have wanted to kill her?
No, she was a marvelous woman.
Well, I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news.
And,
but at least you won't have to worry
Game
about writing any more letters.
Cube.
That isn't funny,
Fire
Mr.
Emblem.
Fordham.
Yes, it was. Don't listen to him.
Thanks
Are
for
you
your time,
guys
Mr.
underwhelmed?
Andrews.
What made it underwhelming? What was so underwhelming about it? No price. How much do you guys think it'll be? I don't remember how much the first Switch was. No, but then she would be ostracized if he divorced her as well. Bloodborne 2? They make you pay for the patches to make the old games better. No. You must consume. Like, you know, I think I bought a Switch, or you know, I got a Switch for Christmas. Like years after it first came out. Oh, it's FromSoft's spiritual successor. Okay, so it's not Bloodborne, it's like... Yeah. Yeah, if you're not a fan of the games, then you feel left out, you know, if you don't get the games that you're hoping will be showed off, like, you know, Animal Crossing. Did they show off the new Mario Kart? Since 2001. What was that, the Wii, Galax? Or the GameCube? They did
Nice
show the Mario
house.
Kart. Does it look
It
good?
definitely screams eccentric person lives
Civ
here.
7.
Speaking of which, that must
Probably
be Mrs.
won't run
Andrews
well
over there
though.
with those rodents.
Oh, so when the GameCube came out, you were like, nah.
Rats with fluffy tails. How anyone can find them endearing is beyond me.
Did it not look good? Did it look just very similar to the predecessor without much, like, you know, without increased graphics, I guess?
Excuse me, Mrs. Andrews?
May I help you?
I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. I was hoping you could answer a few questions.
All right then.
No, don't worry,
Don't
Sect.
worry, my darlings, Mommy
We
only
finished
needs a
Siberia with
moment
2.5
speak
hours
the
to go.
nice man, then
So I
will
was
give you
like,
all the nuts you can eat.
oh, the
My
nuts you
little
can
friends
eat.
just adore nuts, Mr. Fordham.
Guess that explains why squirrels are so attracted to
With
it.
2 hours and a half to finish, so I thought we'll just play Lamplight. You know, I thought that maybe Siberia would finish with an hour to, you know, crafting would be like a bit. Oh, 24 players? That's pretty good. Is it called Mario Kart World? Will the... So, I know I saw the, you know, Fire Emblem coming to GameCube Virtual Console. Will it be available on the Switch? Just the normal Switch as well? Yeah, 120 FPS. Pretty nice. But then, will that be handheld mode? Because it's not like it'll make a big difference for me because I don't think my TV can do 120 frames. I only ever play my Switch docked. Oh, they're Switch 2 only? Come on, no. That sucks. I can see the difference. Or at least I can see the difference after 30. I need to get a new TV. God. I need to buy a Switch 2. I need to buy a new TV. Big spender.
Do you have any hobbies or pastimes, Mrs. Andrews?
Well, of course. I do a bit of knitting and I take care of my pet.
Oh, I recognize her
I
voice
take it
actor
you are
from one of
fond
the other
animals?
Oh, yes. I
characters.
just love animals. Most prove to be better company than people.
Nintendo, please
Is
sponsor
that
me.
right?
Well, consider this, Mr. Fordham. Animals can't betray you or lie.
Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going.
My furry little companions would never hurt me. Unlike several humans I could name.
Who are these companions exactly?
Why, my darling little kitties and squirrel friends, of course.
Your squirrel friends are quite tame.
Oh, aren't they just the sweetest? And so smart, too. When I feed them, they come up and put their little paws on my hands as though they were giving me little squirrel hugs.
That's
And
sweet.
the way they look into my eyes, I can almost hear them saying, "Thank you for the nuts."
Well, at least you can be grateful that it's only my voice you hear and not some rabid squirrels.
Tell me about your cats.
They're the most wonderful little dears. Do you have any pets?
Afraid not. My wife isn't too fond of cleaning up after animals.
Pity. Cats make wonderful pets. They're good company and are independent, unlike dogs. Edgar and Hubert are my pride and joy. I give them only the best of everything, and they in turn give me their unconditional love.
That's delightful.
I used to have a wonderful cat named Tobias, but, oh, he had an unfortunate accident.
Oh, did he?
That's why I never let my two angels out of the house.
I reckon our husband.
What happened to Tobias the cat?
Oh, I'd really rather not talk about that. It wasn't my finest hour. Let's just say it was an honest misunderstanding which got blown way out of proportion.
Oh, there's a camera.
Well,
Why
I
is there a
just have to
camera
know
on
what
it?
happened. I hate it when people tease gossip and don't deliver.
Oh, you gotta, yeah. Can't tease a bit of gossip.
Did you know Desiree Lathan?
Not personally. I never met her, but I knew exactly who she was.
And who was that?
A miserable drunk. Always going out and getting liquored up at her so-called socialite balls. They try to make them seem so fancy and high class, but it's really just a bunch of bitter old hags getting together to gossip about each other. With that kind of lifestyle, it was only a matter of time before it caught up with her.
Yeah, I feel £400. That was the number I had in my mind for it. Yeah. But it'll probably also be $400, so that'll be a little bit easier for. Yeah, $450 US. Because consoles are always cheaper to buy in the US than they are to buy in the UK. Like I remember, something will be £400, but it'll be $450. But £400, I think, is worth a bit more than $400 or $450. I think it's 77 cents to the pound at the moment. Makes more money on accessories and games as well. Yeah, no one will get them. No one will get one on release, will it? Will they?
Do you happen
No.
to know anything
No,
about
no.
the circumstances surrounding the death of Miss Lathan?
I read in the
Have to
paper
wait
that
for a
she
year
was
or
burned
two.
to death. In her bed, wasn't it?
That's right. Do you have
She
any
seems a
idea
bit
how
too
that may have
satisfied
happened?
about this.
Well, I already told you she was a drunk. Maybe she came home plastered and decided to smoke in bed. I'm rather surprised she was sleeping alone. That woman got around, if you know what I mean.
She certainly seems to know a lot about Desiree for someone who claims to have
Yeah.
never met.
Thank you for the chat. It was very enlightening.
Oh, my pleasure, Mr. Fordham. Now, if you'll
Hey,
excuse
bud.
me, I need to get back to tending to my little darlings.
Let's head out. And it might be nice to get a special edition Switch later on that, say they release Animal Crossing 2, like TOO2. They might do like an Animal Crossing special edition Switch like they did with the first Switch. Let's head to the police station.
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
And they usually bring out a version with more storage on it or whatever. Oh, he has the game download? It's because Nintendo want to be able to take it away from you when they want to take it away.
That's it for now.
Better get.
Okay, so we know that Desiree... There were lots of people who weren't the biggest fan of her. Maybe we go talk to this guy, seeing as we just spoke to his wife.
Mr. Andrews.
Yes?
Tell me about that cat.
Is there anything you can tell me about your wife's old cat, Tobias?
Oh God, there's a name I was hoping never to hear again. She loved that cat. I'm sure she would have married it instead of me if she could. Mangy little bastard was always leaving a mess and knocking things over, but he was Peggy's little angel. Then one day I
didn't realize Peggy
so
was
I let
a
him outside, and
nickname for Margaret.
the stupid thing managed to get itself killed. Then things got ugly.
How so?
Peggy got a bit carried away and, well, let's just say I never imagined a cat could earn someone a criminal record.
The plot thickens. Or perhaps sickens.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Andrews.
Maybe we can go to the police station and ask about her criminal record.
We haven't got anything else to...
Yeah, it is nice that it's backwards compatible. I guess it kind of capitalizes on the vast library that the Switch has.
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
I want a criminal record pulled.
I need some information on one Margaret Andrews. Apparently, she has a criminal record.
Margaret Andrews, eh? Give me a moment to look her up in the archives. Yes, here we are. Margaret Andrews was brought in for questioning 5 years ago in connection with a fire at a theater in Worcester.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, a
Nothing famous,
fire,
but
though.
She was briefly a suspect. Oh, there's more. She also had a prior conviction for arson.
You don't say.
The file says she set fire to a cab after the driver ran over her cat. She served 6 months in prison for that. This was back in 1835.
Fascinating.
Thank you for your help, Upton.
Wow.
This has been
Lady from a
extremely
good
valuable.
Catholic family. God
So,
forbid she
Margaret
gets a
Andrews
divorce,
has a
but you know,
jealous streak and a
prison
penchant for setting
time
things on
and
fire.
arson.
Seems a
That's
likely
alright.
culprit to me.
That's it.
Better get.
I don't think it's actually her. It would surprise me. I think she seems a bit too obvious.
Nothing more to ask her about, right?
Okay.
Nothing else.
Yeah, maybe a red herring.
Probably best.
Yeah, she seems too obvious. Some oily residue on a burnt piece of cloth.
Well, if no one's cleaned up, you might as well do them the favor.
Pewter tankard. An unwashed mug from Gascoigne Supper Club. It still has traces of a liquid at the bottom.
These are all hot.
Okay.
Welcome back, Mr. Ford.
I don't think there's any...
May this.
Begging your
Yes.
perhaps.
No.
I appreciate.
I'm a bit stuck. I don't know who to speak to.
Nothing new to ask. An invitation to the Gascoigne Grand...
Ah,
Hello,
Addie?
what is it, Miles?
I'll let.
I wish
It'll be fine.
Hey, Elle.
I don't think there's really empty.
Maybe something more about the police station? I think we've just been
Got
here,
a moment?
though.
Yeah.
That's it.
Better.
We haven't had to look up a guide yet. Yeah, so I can... Maybe we've gone wrong somewhere. What's her name? Burning. I mean, maybe it's the lady. I don't know. I just feel a bit stuck about where we're supposed to be going now. Let's have a look. See if something can point me into the right direction. We're supposed to be able to get to the morgue. Mortuary access.
Nothing?
No, I just
All
didn't.
right, but
I didn't realize we could go back into her bedroom. I didn't know we could go back into her bedroom. I thought because the guy was
just a
standing
pile of
there.
ashes. They can't tell us much more than we already know. Just
Go to the waste basket, read the crumpled letters, look at the typewriter, see an article, look at the burned remains, click on the ashes. I was trying to avoid looking at this again.
Fetid, stinking ashes. Who knew the human body was capable
No,
of
I'm not looking
producing
at the
such a
correct solution. I
disgusting
I
byproduct?
was so stuck.
I'm surprised the coroner hasn't taken the body away yet.
Probably because there isn't much of a body left to take. Either that or Dr. Edwards knows better than to deal with something like this.
That's extremely unlike him. He'd jump at the chance to examine this body. Perhaps we should allow him the pleasure.
I hope you're not suggesting what
There
I
we
think you're
go.
suggesting. Oh, Miles, really? You're going to carry the ashes around in a pewter mug?
It's vital to the investigation that we we find out exactly what happened
There
to
we
the body.
go.
If anyone can tell us,
Yeah, I
for
was looking
certain,
at the
it's Dr.
same
Edwards.
corpse. I wanted to
Fair enough.
avoid making you guys look at
Suppose
it
this
again.
isn't the most unpleasant
Read.
thing you've carried around before. Remember that time we had to go looking for that murder victim's missing head?
I'd really rather not, actually.
Okay, so we've got a mug of her ashes now. Let's head out.
Doesn't look as though this fire...
So let's ask if we can go show it to the guy at the morgue.
Lord, what is that?
Private investigation.
Yeah, it's her
is a dirty
face,
job,
though.
Upton. You know that. Got a
I
moment,
did
Upton?
wonder if we could
Yes,
show that
let's make
guy
this quick.
at the Will guy.
Would it be possible
Her
for me to
ashes,
access the
because he was
mortuary?
asking for
Mortuary?
proof that she was
What for?
dead.
I'd like to consult with Dr. Edwards.
All right, but be careful. Make sure you don't let Snelling see you back there.
That's it for now.
Better get
Hello.
Dr. Edwards' lab was always a fascinating place to learn about death. A bit less so now that I'm quite the expert.
Yeah, here she is.
Oh, did I miss cleaning up some bit of that last corpse?
Oh, they can smell it.
Fordham, what brings you down here?
Hello, Edwards. I was wondering if
I
could
guess
pick
I didn't
your
think
brain.
that it would
Yes,
smell of
yes,
anything.
of course. There's one in a jar over there, and I may have another one around here somewhere.
That coroner humor never gets old, does it?
Anyway, let me know what you want to discuss. This fellow's not going anywhere.
A fine example of well-developed deltoids, latissimus dorsi, and gluteus maximi. The brain is truly a fascinating organ, if only more people used it. You've seen one dissected torso, you've seen them all. There sure is a lot of rubbish crammed inside our upper bodies, isn't there? This provides the room with just the right amount of heat. Edwards keeps assorted bottles and specimens in there, nothing too remarkable that I can say. Nice pair of legs. I'd say being hooked up to that machine was the worst experience of my life, except I was already dead at the time. Imagine a giant mosquito sucking out all your blood and then replacing it with formaldehyde.
That's gross.
Not very pleasant. I wonder if Edwards ever got around to fixing this typewriter. The letter E being out of alignment always made his reports a nightmare to read. Assorted lab equipment for setting things on. Assorted lab. I remember when Edwards used to keep his collection of preserved reproductive organs on this shelf. He must be getting soft in his old age. Or perhaps that's exactly what happened to his collection.
I was gonna say!
I'm pretty sure I saw Edwards weighing his lunch on this once. Well, at least he died with a smile on his face. Sort of. I feel sorry for the poor slob who has to clean that out.
The evil of Big TP. No more toilet paper? Yeah, Gremlin. You actually got a bidet. See?
Pardon me, Edwards.
That's why I do what I do. To improve everybody's
Yes.
life. Let's
You
go up.
didn't examine Bill after he died, did
I'm
you?
here to make all your wives
He
happy.
wishes.
No, there was nothing inconclusive about his death. He died from impact after falling from the roof of a building. Why? Was there something else?
So I
should have looked
didn't
into?
shoot him?
No, I was just curious.
As fond as I am of Edwards, it would have been a bit much for him to go poking around my insides.
So, Snelling got promoted to chief, did he?
Yes, not too long after you left. Personally, I think he took advantage of your situation to change
Hey,
things around.
Darren, good
Was it really
morning.
that much of a shock?
Welcome
Bill and
back
I
to
weren't
Lamplight
exactly
City.
the most well-liked detectives on the force.
But you were respected. You two solved over 350 cases in 15 years.
Wow.
You were an institution.
Damn right we were. It's so easy for people to resent their more successful peers.
Ah, Edwards. Nice to know someone missed us. Keeping busy down here, Edwards?
Oh, you know me. I've always got my hands in someone.
Edwards always did have a way with words.
This postmortem was just a formality, really. The victim died of a gunshot wound to the head.
Oh,
Last
it's
week,
that
though,
one of
we
those
had a
serious-
real kicker. An old man
the
was
serial
brought in,
killer,
and
the
though he
serious
appeared quite
serial
dead,
killer.
I was told that he'd been in a trance for over half a year. Apparently, he was hypnotized
Yeah, I like his
right at the
goggles. They're
point of
fun, aren't
death,
they?
and somehow managed to remain alive in a fashion. In any case, when I began performing the exam, his entire body decayed into a putrefied mess within minutes. It was fascinating.
Minutes.
Should you really be giving me these details, Edwards?
Oh, hell, I don't mind telling you, Miles. It's not like you're going to go tell Snelling. Besides,
Hey,
you're the only one
Hippo.
who's come to see me all
And
week.
Dab.
Dead people make loud
Reporter out.
conversationalists.
Thank you, Dad.
Hey, I take
Thank you. You have
offense
a
to that
wonderful
statement.
day. Thank you very much for giving us live reporting from the Switch Direct as well. You go have a wonderful Wednesday. I'll see you on Friday.
I found this piece of burned cloth at the crime scene. Could you take a look at it for me?
What do you need me to look at exactly?
It appears to have some oily residue on it.
Interesting. I'm afraid I have my hands full right now, but you can feel free to use my workbench if you'd like.
To do what exactly?
Surely they taught you something about basic chemical analysis when you worked here.
Yes, well, I always let Bill handle the more technical aspects of our cases.
Well, we've got Bill
Real
in our
pity I'm
brain.
not around to help you anymore, isn't it?
But I'll have a look and see if something comes back to me. I've got these human ashes from a crime scene.
Straight to the point. I knew I liked
Well,
these
I
girlies
asked you every
before.
other question
Who do they
first, so
belong
not
to?
really, but...
Desiree Lathan. She was a Gascon Grande Dame.
Oh, of course. I heard about that case. She was found burned in her home, wasn't she?
That's right.
I meant to go over there later today.
Well, then I suppose I've saved you the journey.
Well,
Would
we've
you
only
have a look at
got
these?
as
Does
much
this mean you're
as
officially
fits
on
in
the
a
case?
mug.
Not as such. In fact, I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention I'd been here.
Ah, clandestine operation. Sneaking around under Snelling's nose.
I don't have much of a choice. I'm pretty much persona non grata around here these days.
Well, you're always welcome in my mortuary. Preferably while still breathing.
That was quite sweet.
Anyway, I'll just take those ashes off your hands. I'm sure your social life will soon improve.
Yes, I was making quite the impression.
This is an interesting choice of container.
It was either that or carry them around in my bare hands.
Well, I'm a bit busy right now, but I should have something for you within the next couple of hours. But you do realize the information won't be exclusive to you. I'll have to pass it on to the detectives on the case.
Naturally. That just gives me more of an incentive to work quickly. Thanks. That's all I needed to know for the moment.
Anytime, Fordham.
Right, let's have a look.
Oh, it's been ages since we got to do any type of chemical analysis. This will be grand.
Dr. Edwards,
I
can you
should
remind
save
me
before
what
I
it is
do
I'm meant
this.
to be doing?
Yes, of course. Go ahead and get as much of that oily residue from the cloth into the petri dish. Good. Now add some of the chemical reagent in the red bottle to the dish.
Oh.
Aha! The oil turned orange.
Yes! The reagent has caused a chemical reaction and changed the oil's color. Isn't science fun?
Quite.
Oh, fingers
But how
wonderful.
does this help me?
I have some samples of the most common types of flammable oils on the shelf. Go ahead and add them to the test tubes.
Oh, okay.
Good. Now simply check each one with the reagent to see if you can find a match.
And if I don't find one?
Then I suggest going out and looking for more oil samples.
I reckon we won't find one.
Too bad.
Yellow.
I would bet on it being coal oil.
Kerosene.
So much for
Green.
kerosene being the culprit.
And then whale oil. Oh. A little bit Cthulhu-y. I'm doing all right, Hippo.
Well, oil be damned. Looks like that's not a match.
We finished Siberia 2 today.
Oh, you love it.
And now we are trying to find what burnt
I don't think the good doc.
that lady. Do you remember when we were playing Lamplight yesterday? There's a lady who was found burned in her house, and she's been doing a paper on combustion, like random combustion. So some people think it's that. It could be she was being harassed by this man who had fallen in love with her, and the man's wife found out. So we're wondering whether it was the wife that killed her. There is some evidence that it might be... Oh no, it's just the wife that we've got at the moment. Yeah,
I
for
don't
fuel and for
think-
light as well.
Edwards must have some
To
very
burn
good
it for
friends in the
lamps.
department to have gotten this custom-made table. It does suit the room, though.
Oh yeah, well. The skull's kind of fun. So we've got to find some more oil samples so that we can see what oil sample matches the oily cloth that we have that we found at the scene of the crime. I'm wondering whether maybe it's hair oil.
I'm here.
It's always nice.
So maybe our wife has some hair
Abby?
oil?
What is it, Miles?
No, she doesn't.
I'll let...
Take care of yourself.
Are you having a good day, Hippo? I'd be having a good Wednesday. I hope your week's been alright. It is hump day, so nearly we're on our way to the end of the week. Spectre Society, maybe ectoplasm.
Welcome back.
I don't think there's any.
I'll be going now.
May the spirits guide
Switch 2
you to that
games
which
might
you
cost
seek.
$80. No! I mean, I know games can't stagnate in price, but like $70 is already like, you know, too much. A lot of people think it's too much. You're just waking up, Hippo. What, are you gonna have a breakfast today?
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
Well, the
That's it
thing
for
with
now.
Nintendo systems is there's always a good one, and then there's a bad one, then there's a good one, then there's a bad one. Every success must always be followed by failure, so...
Pardon me, Edward.
Yes?
Have you had a chance to look at those ashes I gave you?
Yes, I have.
Oh, thank God, I only gave it
Unfortunately, there isn't
5
much
minutes
control.
ago.
The victim burned to death at a very high temperature.
Very high
His ashes
temperature.
are greasy and putrid because of liquefied fat from the body, which burned like a candle. As to what caused her to burn, I cannot say without more evidence. I'm sorry, Miles.
Okay,
It's quite
so at a
all right,
really
Edward.
high
I appreciate
temperature.
the information nonetheless.
So perhaps...
Well, just so you don't go away empty-handed, have a copy of my report. Maybe it will be of some use.
Not a breakfast person.
Thanks.
Breakfast
That's all I
is
needed to
the
know for the
most
moment.
wonderful meal of the
Anytime.
day. It can be savory, it can be sweet, it can be like carby, it can be like you can have fruit. There's so many options for breakfast foods. Meat, beans, black pudding. Let's go and take the morgue report to this guy. I suppose, but why limit yourself to just eating breakfast food
Begging your
at
pardon,
breakfast,
sir.
you know? Might just not be hungry in the mornings. You could always eat breakfast food at lunch or dinner.
Perhaps
No.
a report from Dr. Malcolm Edwards, the city coroner, confirming Miss Lathan's untimely demise.
Let me see that.
I like egg yolk. I was never a big fan of egg white.
Oh my. Wait one moment, would you?
Too out of it. Yeah, I know some people feel sick when they eat too early in the mornings.
Martin, what is the meaning of this?
The gentleman who brought that is a private investigator. He's waiting outside.
Yeah,
to
do enjoy
see
breakfast foods.
Send him in then.
Yeah, enjoy breakfast
You
foods at
heard
any
him,
time
Mr.
of the
Fordham.
day.
You may go inside and see Mr. Usher.
Thank you kindly.
You think British breakfast's a disgusting game? No, black pudding, beans, bacon, sausages, eggs, hash browns.
So, a private investigator, are you?
That's right. Miles Fordham's
What
my
did you
name.
have, Banshee?
Jonas Usher, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure's all mine.
So, it would seem that Miss Lathan has shuffled off the mortal coil, as it were.
I'm sorry to say that.
Don't
is
knock
indeed
it
the
till you
case.
try it, Sag.
Please,
You've
come
got
in,
to
have a
try
seat.
it.
Make yourself comfortable. I only ask that you kindly wash your hands in the basin first, and limit what you touch in here.
This one seems a bit on edge, doesn't he? Adds a nice bit of color to the room. Is there anything more boring than books on law? Just reading the titles is making me drowsy. Stern-looking lady. Judging by how full these bottles are, Usher doesn't indulge much. What a waste.
Okay, let's wash our hands.
Thank you, Mr. Fordham.
Breakfast
I
for
appreciate your
starters.
cooperation.
Ooh.
Usher seems to like keeping his guests at a distance.
Sounds great.
Mr. Usher, I have some questions for you.
And hopefully I have your answers.
Mr. Usher, I've noticed from your rules and habits that you seem to have a particular aversion to germs. Why is that, if I may ask?
I've been ill most of my life, Mr. Fordham. I was a sickly child, and unfortunately my condition hasn't improved with age. It's a miracle I'm still alive. That's why I'm so careful about exposing
That's
myself
fair
to
enough.
germs.
I see.
How's my color? Do I look pale to you?
Not particularly.
I saw myself in the mirror this morning and thought I looked a bit peaked. Also, my leg has been hurting more than usual, which has been cause for concern.
Yeah.
You've really done it,
Impressive
Miles.
beard, eh?
Yes, well, moving on.
Fried rice and crab. Oh. You guys have got to tell me what else you're having for lunch and like. Oh, that sounds so good though. Yeah, black pudding is really good. It tastes I guess it just kind of tastes porky and salty. It doesn't taste gross at all.
How long have you been practicing law, Mr. Usher?
Usher and Price has been operating since 1805.
It's kind
I
of a
took
bit
over
crumbly
from my
as
father
well.
15 years ago. The stress hasn't helped my heartburn, I can tell you that. Why, just last night I was tossing and turning because I couldn't stand the burning in my throat. That's why I've got these bags under my eyes, you know.
Ah, yes. And Mr. Price?
He's still here, although I think he'll probably be retiring soon as well. But the law firm has done well over the years, and I have a feeling it'll do even better in the years to come.
Oh, really?
Why is that?
We're currently beginning a group litigation against Royal Maverick for the Lygia disaster. I'm confident that we'll recover quite a significant sum for the families of those killed. You weren't by chance affected by the disaster, were you?
Thankfully, I
$80
wasn't, no.
digital,
Shame.
85
You could've joined
physical.
the class action and done quite well when we win.
You know, I always thought we detectives
What would that
made our
be?
living off
British?
being faggoty.
What, £60 maybe? Yeah, 60 to 65. I mean, I think that's going to be a really hard sell. I think that's going to be a really hard sell for people. I think what they might end up finding is that they end up just selling less games and possibly making less money because of it, because, you know, people are really going to have to pick what games they think, you know. I always say, I know that games have stayed relatively stagnant in price. You know, if anything, I think they've gone down in price in terms of inflation and everything, but... Oh, blood sausages, but you put barley in it. Oh. Have you tried both, Mar? Which do you prefer? Yeah. Oh, a croissant. Oh, a hot croissant with ham and cheese.
What can you tell me about
And black
Desiree
pudding.
Lathan?
She
Ooh.
was a lovely woman. I'm saddened to hear of her unfortunate passing.
How long had you been her attorney?
She retained me some 10 years ago, I believe.
That's quite a long time.
Yes, I remember I had just gotten over a bout of melancholia and been able to work in nearly a month.
Oh, I'd like to know
I
which
didn't
one you
think I'd make it
preferred,
out of
Mar.
that, but
You have to
luckily
try
things took a turn
the
for
other
better.
versions when you
Miss
get a
Lathan came to
chance.
see me, and I've served as her attorney ever since.
Would you say Miss Lathan is a wealthy woman?
Indeed, I would. Her estate is worth a significant sum. Of course, you understand that this is confidential information, so I cannot tell you the exact amount.
Yes, of course. I found this letter in Miss Lathan's bedroom, which mentions that she recently changed her will. Could you tell me a bit more about the circumstances surrounding this change?
That's not an uncommon occurrence. People change their wills all the time. Relatives and friends fall in and out of favor constantly.
Had Miss Lathan made changes to her will previously?
No, this was the first time.
What change did she make exactly?
Just a change to her beneficiary. Nothing out of the ordinary.
And when did this change occur?
About 4 months ago, if I recall correctly. Yes, it was definitely in June, because I'd been in bed with a nasty stomach flu at the end of May. That was no fun, let me tell you. I think I lost nearly 6 pounds from the constant trips to the WC. Couldn't keep a thing down, and whatever did stay down soon came out the other end.
This is
if
like
you
my
get meaning.
streams.
That's
This
like
is
his
what I
meaning
sound
is
like, isn't
regrettably
it?
impossible to avoid.
Who did Miss Lathan name as her new beneficiary?
Mr. Fordham, please. You know I couldn't possibly tell you that. There is such a thing as attorney-client privilege.
Anyway, my birthday is June 8th, so if someone wants to buy me a Switch 2 as a present so I can resell it to pay off credit card debt and or buy a third world nation, I'd
Thank
love you
you.
forever.
Thank you very much, Gullux. Thank you very much. Oh, dear. Resell it. It's like scalping, but with extra steps. I'll try
Do you
this
find
one.
it suspicious, Mr. Usher, that Miss Lathan died under such mysterious circumstances only 4 months after naming a new beneficiary? You said yourself she was wealthy. Does it not make sense that someone might have wanted her inheritance?
I suppose it's not
Got him.
entirely out of the question.
Right. So tell me the name of Miss Lathan's beneficiary so I can determine if this was, in fact, a murder.
Very well. It was a man named Roger DeVay.
Interesting.
Do you know him?
His name's come up before in my investigation. Do you have his address?
Yes, it's 775 Pumblechook Place in Chumley.
That'll do nicely. Thank you,
I
Mr.
think
Usher.
he was in our last. I think he was in our last case as well.
Can you think of anyone who may have wanted to harm Miss Lathan?
No, I can't. What makes you think that someone actually killed her?
It seems the most plausible explanation.
Miss Lathan was getting on in years. It's likely she may have developed a case of pneumonia. That's the most common killer of the elderly, you know. I had it when I was younger. Most unpleasant. Constant coughing, spitting up phlegm, rattling in the lungs. Thankfully, I made a full recovery.
But supposing that was the cause of death, how would it explain the fact that her body was completely burned?
She was a smoker. Perhaps she was having a cigarette when she died and dropped it on the bed, causing it to catch fire.
I found no cigarette butts at the crime scene.
I'm merely offering my opinion, Mr. Fordham.
She
You
died
can
at a
take it or
really
leave it.
high heat, so that suggests that
Thank you for your help, Mr.
I'm
Usher.
thinking
Pleasure
crematorium.
is all mine, Mr. Fordham.
Some kind of industrial burner. Oh, I was going to talk to him before I left. Or a fire pendant. Yeah, if Zuko's around here somewhere, or Zuko, we'll question him.
Did Usher give us the wrong address? This should be 775, but
No,
there's
he's the
building here.
painter. I remember
I
now.
used to draw funny pictures of rich people on walls
Mr.
too when I was a
Rich.
kid. Never did a lick of good, but it would always make me feel better. Yeah, those aren't half bad. Too bad they aren't finished. I wonder if they're going to be used to keep the fire going.
Oh my god, I wonder if the oil...
These are...
Hang on. Will come back here.
All the tools and artists. There's also several jars full of clear liquid. Interesting. Huh. This is linseed oil. It's used as a drying agent for oil paintings. It would be a good idea to take a sample of this, Miles, especially now that nobody's looking.
It was him. Possibly, I'm still suspicious that maybe he ran away with her. I am not convinced that she's dead yet. Yeah, I think on that, I think maybe he burnt her with linseed oil. I don't know whether I'll find that more horrifying, Mar. I don't know whether it will, you know, it's like the Jack the Ripper stuff. Gave me loads of nightmares when we played the Sherlock Holmes game. Because it's too realistic because it actually happened.
Now that we've got...
Yeah,
I'll be
that's
damned.
it.
We've got ourselves a match. I wonder if Edwards knows anything pertinent about this stuff.
Pardon me, Edwards.
Yes?
We are in like South American South, like Louisiana, and it's like a weird combination of America, France, and Britain.
What do you know about linseed oil?
But I'm pretty sure it's
Oil
like
made from
Louisiana.
flaxseed that has many uses. Most commonly,
Alternate
it's used to
universe,
dry things
Louisiana.
Like varnish or oil paints. Some people even eat it for health benefits. I hear it goes well with a bit of quark.
And it's
What's
flammable?
quark?
As most oils
Is it
are,
cheese?
Yes. Where are you going with this?
The oily residue on that rag is linseed oil.
Fascinating.
But I found no trace of anything used to light a fire at the crime scene.
Oh, it's a dairy product.
Uh-oh.
What does
he's
it taste
getting that
like?
Gleam in his eye.
Wait just a moment. Linseed oil. Of course.
Rule of
Anytime
acquisition.
linseed oil is used,
253.
extreme caution must be taken to dry cure rags that may be soaked in it. That's because when linseed oil dries and oxidizes, it releases heat.
A pile of rags soaked in linseed oil in a confined space runs the risk of spontaneously combusting.
Oh,
How
it
long
tastes
would
like
this take
yogurt.
exactly?
Okay.
A few
So it's
days, at least.
fermented.
Interesting. It's a rather uncertain means of murder, but it's excellent for appearing accidental.
It's certainly not the most far-fetched conclusion you've ever come to.
Thanks.
Any
That's why there was a pile of ash under her bed. I did wonder. I thought that might have been just kindling. Fresh dairy product made from milk. The milk is soured, usually by adding lactic acid bacteria cultures, and strained. Once the desired curdling is achieved, it can be classified as a fresh acid-set cheese. So somewhere kind of in between cheese and yogurt.
Hey, that's just like the one we had when I was a boy. Good old Rusty. He served us well.
Might taste nice with some black pudding, do you think?
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Is this 775 Pumblechook Place?
Hey,
Yeah,
Rev.
would be. The building was still here.
Oh, I see. Might I ask you a few questions?
You can ask.
You look somewhat familiar. Didn't I see you protesting outside the Harris construction yard?
Yeah, I was there. What of it?
Were you affected by the Ligeia disaster?
Well, nobody I know was killed, if that's what you mean.
I wonder if it
So
hit his
why were you
building.
protesting the construction of the Lenore?
That Devons fella promised he'd buy us a meal if we stood in the crowd.
Oh.
And for a free meal, I'd do just about anything.
What's your name, sir?
Me? I'm Herman. Herman Shaw.
How long have you been living here?
Oh, I've been here for ages. Since before the building got condemned and was torn down. They pretty much forced us out, you see, but a couple of us came back and set up here. Seemed like a good idea.
You buy at
I had nowhere
Tesco?
else to go. That's not so bad, except for when it rains. And I guess we'll have
What kind
to
of
bundle
milk
up
is
a bit
it?
more when it gets cold.
Cow
But
milk.
other than that, it's like the place was still standing.
There's some of that classic chum ingenuity. Or maybe it's just delusion.
What happened to this place? Why was it condemned?
The building was old, in a pretty sad state, so the inspectors came by and said it was unfit for living. There was a whole lot of us here. Most were able to pick up and go, but a few of us stayed.
These days,
you
they
go to a
just rent it
workhouse?
out.
You wouldn't be asking if you'd ever been inside one. It's wall-to-wall people, children crying, sick folk coughing all over you.
But there's plenty of that out here, too.
Well, sure, but out here, there's freedom. Nobody telling you what to do except the odd copper. Not even many of them in this neighborhood. Besides, this is my home. Just
Rat
'cause
milk
missing
quark.
a few walls don't mean I ought to abandon it.
Do you know Roger DeVay?
Know him? Of course I know him. He lives here with me.
He does?
Well, whenever he decides to come home, anyway. Rest of the time, I suspect he finds a way to sleep at his job. Me, I do the same, except I can't stand the smell of the horses.
I suppose the university would have plenty of places for one to sleep.
Oh, so he works at the university, does he? Well, I suppose that makes sense with him always putting on airs the way he does. Probably best not to mention me to him. He gets real testy when anyone asks about his situation.
Okay, so he's hiding it.
Tell me about Roger's artistic pursuits.
Well, not much to tell, really. He used to paint all the time when he had his studio in the building that used to be here. He was good at it, too. Shame nobody ever bought his paintings. All that's left now are those two unfinished ones against the back wall there. We used the rest of his spare canvas to make the tent.
How did Roger feel about his paintings not selling?
Well, how do you think? Made him madder in the March air. Didn't do a very good job of hiding his displeasure.
Okay,
either.
so possibly
At least
he
not
killed the
around
lady
me.
to get
He always
her
used to say he'd find
inheritance.
some way or another to make the money he deserved.
Odd. He told me he was content with the salary he got from his teaching job.
Strange that his salary from his teaching job isn't enough for him to rent a proper room.
Oh, Roger's about as poor as Job's turkey. He'd do anything to make a
How
quick
though?
round.
Why? What is he
Well,
spending all his money on?
That's certainly interesting.
Do you know a woman named Desiree Lathan?
Nah, I don't know many women. They're not too fond of my company. Well, I don't understand why. I always try
Maybe
to be
gambling to
perfect
try and make more
gentleman.
money.
Just don't got the charm. I've asked Roger to give me a few pointers.
No, but I mean, it should be enough to rent like a small,
He no sooner looks at
like
him
especially in
than they're falling at
1844.
his feet. Real natural, that one.
It was a like it
Brings
was an
back
okay
here, though. Always
profession.
winds up staying with him, getting a free meal and a soft bed out of it. Ah, well, the bohemian lifestyle ain't for everyone. Maybe someday my luck will change.
I'm sure it will change the day he decides to take a bath.
I thank you for your time.
He doesn't have access to a
Maybe give
bar.
us a
Bill?
shilling or two for the trouble?
I'll consider it.
Best not to bother.
Oh, I was gonna give him some money. Okay.
By chum standards, that's practically a four-poster. Doesn't look like much, but I bet it keeps the rain off. Assuming there's no wind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like we're bathing. Yeah. Maybe he's got some loans. Yeah, maybe the loan shark.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I should
Could
have
I ask
saved.
you a
It's
few more
fine.
questions?
Yes, I saw.
I'll let you get.
Right.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Could I ask?
Yes.
Is it true that Miss Lathan recently changed her will to make you her beneficiary?
Yes. You can imagine my surprise.
Oh, I bet you
My
were.
understanding is she left you quite a significant sum.
I don't see how that's any of your business, but yes, she did. I'm very lucky. Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're thinking I killed her for her money. Is that it?
Yeah.
I never said anything of the sort, Mr. DeBay.
No, but I can see it in your eyes. Look, Desiree considered me the son she never had, and she was like my second mother.
But she let
I
you
would
sleep on the
never,
streets.
Ever even think of doing something so horrid.
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't.
Okay.
I've met your roommate, Herman.
I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Fordham. I have no roommates.
Really? You don't live at 775 Pumblechook Place, in a rather cozy hovel?
How dare you, sir? I've done nothing to deserve such insults. I would
Oh,
appreciate
shit.
it if you took your leave of me now.
Herman wasn't kidding about this one being proud. Well, it's fitting that Mr. DeVay is an artist, because I think he's painted us a pretty clear picture of what happened to Ms. Lathan.
Do you think that was okay, guys? Or do you think I should reload? He does have a motive. Let him be angry.
Reload.
Craig, good morning. Thank you very much. Happy Windy Wednesday. No, I think we won't reload. I don't know. She wants to talk. Ugh. I hope she's doing
afraid I
alright.
need
Is
to
she,
have another
Rooks?
look
Is she
and-
looking
All
forward to
right.
having you move a bit closer? Bet she is. So he has a motive.
Just a pile of ashes.
And the
Can't
linseed
tell us
oil
much more than we already know.
that looks like it
It's a
came
nice
from
portrait of
his
Miss Lathan. Too bad it was
office.
damaged by the fire. The area
Oh,
where
I'm
the
glad
artist's
she's
signature should be
better
has been
and she's
singed in
happy
some
as
reading.
well.
Too bad.
But the date is still legible. It's from this year.
Oh, that's from this year. Yeah, should be able to come see you. Have sleepovers. It's all forming in my mind now.
Now
I just don't feel like it's clear enough. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Could I?
Yeah.
I think I've already asked about the painting, though.
Is it?
Yes. You can imagine my surprise.
My
Stop imagining
understanding is
Rook's
she left
mum.
you quite a significant sum.
I don't see
It's
how that's any of
involuntary,
your
all right?
business, but yes, she did. I'm very lucky. Oh, I see what you're getting at. No, look, I would.
Oh,
Shall we ask him about
I've met
Herman?
your.
I'm sure
My mistake. I'll let you get back.
Right.
well, it's fitting that Mr. DeVay is an. Probably better.
Okay, we can't. Yeah, we've got the linseed oil. A2T.
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
2T, we've got a crime.
That's it.
I just don't feel like it's done yet. No, I'm not the criminal. Currently.
I don't think there's really anything else worth asking him about right now.
Yeah,
I've
guilty
managed to survive.
until
It's good
proved
to have you
innocent.
back.
Right?
Addie,
What is it, Miles?
Hey, Dad!
I'll let you.
Welcome back.
Time for me to get.
Goodbye.
Love you too.
Alright, I'm taking a peep. We did the Spectre Society. Did the Margaret Andrews. Maybe we are done. Three suspects. We're missing a suspect. We're definitely missing a suspect. Six clues, 6 documents, and 3 suspects. We're missing 2 clues, missing 1 suspect, and we're missing no documents. Alright. Oh, I painted a mech yesterday. It looks amazing. Nice. Well, do you you need a special dry brush just for ruining with brushing it, right? Need a special dry brush. Okay, let's have a look. Right from the start. So we were in the chair. We met the officer. We found the pewter tankard. We got the ashes. We went to the Spectre Society. Angela Maxwell, we got her testimony. We went to the bank. We went to the residence. We got the suspect, Margaret. Her changed will we got as well. Oh, perhaps because we no longer have the tankard. Yeah, we no longer have her ashes. So I guess that's no longer a... The linseed oil we've got. Margaret Andrews. Yeah. I'm literally looking at the walkthrough, and it says that there should be 3 suspects, but it only lists 2. Okay. Well, I think that is it. You could have showed this ashes to the secretary. I thought about it. I was wondering if that was like what we needed to do. But no, it's not. Yeah. It's like a way of upcycling your old brushes. Should we just go and accuse him? I think it most likely seems like it's him. He had a spare key to her apartment. He had access to linseed oil. He could have so easily just popped all of that under her bed so that it would have started a fire. I think it was him.
I'm done with the Lathan case.
Oh?
Oh, there we go. Roger, human combustion, or Margaret. I think it was Roger. Because Margaret wouldn't have been able to do it with the linseed, Roger really played the long game. Like Margaret, we know she is an arsonist. But to me, it would seem like she's going for the quick arson, like the arson speed run. She would have just set light to it. She doesn't seem... Yeah.
She was murdered by Roger DeVay, a professor of art at the university, in order to claim her inheritance. DeVay befriended Miss Lathan and even painted her portrait. But his failure to establish a name
and
for
he painted
himself
her
and earn a living
portrait
from his art
for
was driving
free.
him mad. Miss Lathan cared for him as a son and recently changed her will, naming Roger as her sole beneficiary. Roger knew of this and decided killing Miss Lathan was the best way to solve his financial troubles.
And how did he manage to do so?
Desiree had given him a key to her apartment.
Yeah.
While she was out at the Grand Dame's ball, he entered and left a pile of rags soaked in linseed oil under her bed. She arrived home drunk and passed out, unaware that the rags were growing hotter by the minute. Eventually, the oil burst into flames, burning the rag pile as well as poor Miss Lathan.
They do look very similar. I think it's the nose.
Well, I'll certainly pass along the information. What an astounding series of events. Although I'm sorry you won't be able to gloat to Snelling that you solved the case before his detectives did.
I can find other means of amusement, I think.
Good work, Fordham. As usual, I'll send anything else your way as soon as I get it.
Yeah, brow line.
Roger DeVay?
Yes, what is it?
You're under arrest for the murder of Desiree Lathan.
Oh, I see.
Come with me. We need to ask you some questions at the station. And you up there, make yourself decent, would you?
Dearest, I'm back.
There you are. I was starting to get worried you wouldn't make it home in time.
In time? In time for what?
For dinner at the Rutherfords.
Oh!
I told you about it the other night, don't you remember?
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry, dear. It must have slipped my mind.
How you haven't yet been presented a prize for Husband of the Year is beyond me.
There's still time for you to get ready if you hurry.
Oh, none of these are good.
Why don't we spend a nice quiet evening in together? I'd much prefer that.
We've had a quiet evening in every night for the past 3 weeks. I need to get out of the house.
Then go ahead without me. Please give Anne and Joseph my regrets.
So you're just going to sit here at home by yourself?
I'll
Oh,
probably just catch up on my
Miles.
reading or try and get some sleep.
Get in the
Maybe I'll
bin.
get around to reading that story in Brentwell's.
All right, suit yourself. I shouldn't be home too late, but don't wait up.
Have a wonderful time, my love.
She wanted to go with it. He doesn't. He just walked away as well.
Ah, alone at last.
If only I were.
Careful what you wish for, Miles. You just might get it.
Seeing as I won't, I think another trip to the Angel's in order.
Oh my
You
god,
gonna
we're
break
going
your
out
word
to
in
get
addition to
drunk.
lying? That's bold.
Nonsense. I'll be home in no time. It'll just be a quick drink to calm my nerves and get you out of my hair.
I think I need a machete for that, Fordham.
Very funny.
I wish I had a choice here to not go.
So, that last case was really something. Classic example of murder for money. Such a shame. Perhaps with Roger in jail, Miss Lathan's riches will go to a more worthy cause, like feeding the poor. You're not listening to me, are you? Oh, right, you've had 2 drinks already.
Speed run ruin his
Fine.
marriage.
I'll just see myself out.
Copper for your thoughts, Miles?
We're
I
drinking
was
for
just thinking
2.
about a story I read tonight in Brentwell magazine. It's called The Dissembling Mechanism. Are you familiar with it?
Afraid not.
Why is no one else
Brentwell isn't
in
really my
here?
type
How
of
does he keep
magazine.
in
It isn't mine
business?
either. But my wife suggested I read it, and it struck a bit of a chord.
Go on then. What's it about?
The story concerns an inventor, a woman who's the greatest mind of the modern age. In this story, ethericity's been discovered, and the inventor understands and uses it in her work.
Ah, one of those fantastic speculative stories.
Anyway, this inventor spends her time creating mechanical wonders, the likes of which the world has never seen.
Like hands. Let's keep it relatively jolly. Let's just have the
The
sibling
inventor has
die.
a brother, whom she loves dearly. One day, he meets a tragic end in a carriage accident. The inventor is devastated.
All too common in these types of stories.
Yes, well, as I mentioned before, the inventor is the greatest mind of the modern age.
I
She
thought it
spends
would be
weeks
worse if it was a
researching way to
husband
bring
or
him
a
back.
child.
She toils for hours, forgetting to eat, neglecting her duties, forgetting her friends. Finally, she finds a way to repair his broken body with mechanical implants. Once that's done, she harnesses the power of ethericity and revives him
Oh,
from death.
Frankenstein.
Why would she go and do something like that?
Because the inventor's obsession was fueled by love. She cared so much for her lost loved one that she vowed to do everything in her power to save them from death. Unfortunately, things don't go well. The inventor brings her brother back, and at first he's confused, wild. With time and patience, she tries to ease him back into the world of the living. But gradually, she comes to realize that this person she's brought back isn't her brother. Not as he was, anyway. When she understands what she's done, she flies into a fit of madness, and she kills both her creation and herself.
How tragic.
She also leaves behind a note which closes off the story. I can still recall the exact words. This dissembling mechanism hath not the vital breath of he whom I loved. It is not him. I have formed but a vain, mocking shadow of what is forever lost.
That's one hell of a story, Miles.
As I said, it resonated with me quite deeply.
Same here. I can tell you, I'm glad that ethericity crap hasn't been
Keep it
discovered,
jolly.
or else this sort of thing won't just be in stories. You mark my words.
Yes, I suppose that's one way of interpreting it. I should probably be getting home.
One last gin for the road?
Ah, hell, why not?
No, Miles. He's just trying to get our money.
It's later than I thought. Addie must be asleep.
Miles, I thought you said you were staying in tonight. What happened to you?
We're the
Nothing.
worst.
I went out for a bit and lost track of time.
Miles, you're dead drunk.
No, of course I'm not.
Don't you dare keep lying to me, Miles. It's obvious. I can smell it on you.
But I'm not drunk. I only had 2, I think.
I don't care how
Definitely
many
had 3.
you had. You promised me this wouldn't happen again. Where exactly did you go tonight anyway?
I was at the Angel.
The Angel? But why would you go there?
Be
I
truthful.
suppose I was just trying to relive the old days.
So why didn't you tell me you were going?
I don't know.
Miles, this has to stop. First it was that sleep medicine, now you've started to go out drinking yourself
She's really
into a
sticking
stupor
with us,
after
though.
you explicitly promised me you wouldn't again. It's clear that you've been keeping something from me and using drugs and drink as a way to avoid dealing with it.
No, really, it's just...
No, Miles. I'm tired
Hey,
of the
Drew.
lies.
It
I
is
heard
very
what you
fun.
said when I came
It's a
home
murder
from my
mystery.
appointment with Mrs. Lefebvre. God forbid Adelaide ever find out about something. I wanted to think I'd imagined it, so I let it go. but I've come to realize just how wrong I was.
It's a murder
Addie,
mystery where you
please.
solve smaller
Enough.
cases, and there's
no
a
more
big,
excuses, no more lying. I just want to hear
like,
the truth.
overarching
What
story
is
that you
it
get
you're
crumbs
not
of.
telling me?
It's just the perfect.
I can't tell you, Addie. I'm sorry, but if I do,
Yeah, it's a little
you
bit
think I'm
noir.
crazy.
Yeah. Wow,
Do you know what I
Lois!
think
You
is
were nice to
crazy,
your
Miles?
co-workers?
The fact that you think it necessary to lie to your own wife. Am I to believe that for all these years you've never felt you could trust me?
I was trying to
Of
pick
course
the
not.
option
It's just that
that
this
wouldn't
is
betray her
different.
trust.
A lie is a lie, Miles. And the bottom fact is you've been lying to me for months. Perhaps I was too naive or too distracted to see what was really going on, but you finally opened my eyes. This can't go on. I refuse to let it go on.
What are you saying?
Get out, Miles. And don't come back until you're ready to tell me the truth.
Addie, you don't mean that.
I do mean it, Miles. I don't care where you spend the night, but it's not going to be here. If you ever decide you want to tell me what's going on, I'll listen. But until then,
Can't we just tell her?
just go. Oh.
I would have told her if there was the option. Yeah, it gives me Gabriel Knight vibes as well. Oh my god, we gotta bother Upton.
Take me away from all my troubles.
Yeah, all my anime figures.
Away from all the worries in my life. Who in the ether is calling at this time of night? Oh, Miles! Please come in. It's so nice to see you outside of work.
Oh, I get a hug and a kiss? Is that how it works now?
You put up your rough and tough attitude, but I know deep down you're really a kitten.
Upton, are you drunk?
I hope we don't have an affair.
Of course not. I admit I like to have a glass of wine or...
Oh god, if we
some
have an
wine
affair,
after
I'm gonna be
work,
so
but I can
upset.
hold my own.
Well, I'm glad you're not, because I am.
Wait, what's going on? Is everything all right?
No, I'm afraid I've made a mess of things at home. Addie threw me out.
Oh, Miles. I'm terribly sorry to hear that.
Not as sorry as I am, believe me.
What happened?
It's really not worth getting into. Let's just say I need to figure some things out about my life.
Don't we all?
Constance, I hate to impose, but...
Of course you can stay here, Miles. As long as you need to.
Well, she's
Thank
gonna
you.
regret saying that.
I won't need much space. That chair in the corner should do nicely.
Are you sure? You won't be uncomfortable?
I've slept in worse places, believe me.
All right. Well, I should probably be getting to bed. Early morning tomorrow and all that.
Of course. Have a good night, Upton, and thank you again for letting me stay.
Not a problem. Good night.
A whole week?
Election night. The perfect opportunity
guy's
to
giving
switch
a
out
power
one rich
stance.
swindler for another. Don't know why you're wasting your time. It's not as though the Prime Minister actually does anything. It's oddly quiet in here. Maybe my mustache drawing campaign had an effect after all.
Good evening, sir. Are you registered to vote?
Yeah, am I gonna have to vote for someone?
Yes, I am. Here's my registration card.
Very good, Mr. Fordham. You've come at an excellent time. Go ahead and step inside a booth. Take as long as you need.
Thank you, young man.
Oh.
I thought they were trying to encourage people to vote. With all these rules, it's a wonder anyone bothers. An ad for a brothel.
I think I know who I
At
want
least
to
they seem
vote
to know
for.
their audience. Yeah, at least you're already registered to vote. Having to go a list of fools who think their opinion will actually make a difference.
Okay. Citizens of New Bretagne, do you want to be replaced by a machine? Have you or someone you love been injured or killed by steam tech? Is it hard to understand how anyone could fall for the aethetricity lie? Vote for Hart Leroy, man of the people. We find ourselves at a crossroads. Politicians and con artists are trying to play you for a fool. The true future of Vespuccia lies in the sweat of its workers. Don't fall for the lies and flights of fancy. Steam tech is not the solution. Hart Leroy will ensure that jobs are kept and strive to create even more of them. Keep your head out of the clouds and your feet on the ground. Vote Leroy. Re-elect Herbert Atwood. Citizens of New Bretagne, vote for Atwood is a vote for progress. The truth of the matter is that steam technology is a necessity in our modern lives. Prime Minister Atwood vows to fund Aetheric research and build a better, prosperous future for Vespuccia and its people. Don't be fooled by the lies and confusion of the ignorant masses. Okay. So I'm going to vote for Leroy. My big problem with Herbert, while I think that aethetricity and steam power sounds great, you know, it does a lot of jobs that people shouldn't have, or, you know, maybe don't want to do, shouldn't, you know, isn't very nice for them to do. But the people who used to do these jobs are now just unemployed. It's not like there has been new employment for them to get into. So it's just causing more people to be unemployed. Clearly, he has been in office for however long. Things aren't great. Leroy seems to be focusing a bit more on kind of getting people jobs and making sure that the workers are... Oh, the true future of Vespuccia lies in the sweat of its workers, though. Oh, like, it shouldn't, though. Like, lies in the sweat of its workers. Is that just meaning that I'm voting for the person that's going to make everything shitter for the workers because it's going to require them to work more? I don't know. Yeah, I know they're both probably lying about what they're going to do, but I got to pick one. Yeah, who's going to make people's lives better? Who is the lesser liar, you know? Because the steam tech is great if it was regulated and safely operated, but it is killing people. But this guy seems content to, or the other guy seems content just to let people... Yeah, perhaps if progress had been done in a more measured way, you know, a more measured and thought through in terms of like regulation and making sure that it was safe. And I think, you know, disregarding, I think this society has the attitude of the workers' lives don't mean as much as rich people's lives. So they're willing to throw away workers' lives to increase the speed in which they can industrialize. And they don't seem to care whether workers are out of work. They only care that this steam tech is making life easier for the rich. and I don't like this. Don't be fooled by the lies and confusion of the ignorant masses. Like, oh, a dickhead. Mmm. Oh, man. Yeah, because if you see it as a purely anti-industrial. I presume it does. I'm guessing that whoever we vote for gets in. Yeah, like even a teacher can't afford a place to live isn't. But then, has it gone too far? You know, the kind of sense that you can't put the genie back in the bottle. They're not going to be able to just take out all of this steam tech. So are we going to stay? What I'm meaning is that with the industrialization, you sacrifice loads of lives, but at the end of the day, you get to the point where the industrialization has happened. And it seems all worth it. And it seems like, you know, life is easier now. Is voting, I would say we're in the hard bit at the moment where we're losing lives, is voting for a step back or perhaps even just a halt. Will we then be stuck in the hard bit where we're stuck in the bit where we're losing loads of lives and we're not pushing? Well, my thing would be easier for everyone, you know, post-industrialization. You know, the idea is that life becomes easier for everyone. Yeah, are we now kind of stuck in the hard bit and taking our foot off the gas? Would we just be getting, you know, we then wouldn't push through to the bit where Steam Tech is available for everyone and it makes everybody's lives easier? Yeah, that's what I'm meaning. It's the greed of the people that are operating. So if it was, there doesn't seem to be a good option here. There doesn't seem to be someone saying, yeah, Steam Tech's great, but it needs to be, we need to make sure that you're not disregarding the lives of all your workers. And this guy doesn't give us any indication about how he's creating more jobs. He's just like, yeah, I'll make more jobs. Bloody hell, I can't believe I have to make this decision. I don't fucking know. None of them seem like neither of them seem like a good option. He wants to ban Steam Tech, yeah. Yeah, because does it just mean that workers are going to be in shit conditions forever? Like, you know, they're going to be on the sweat of its workers, you know? Because it would be nice if they didn't have to be in shit conditions. Yeah, I'm not voting, I guess, would mean the Steam industry guy, like, because he's the current president, I guess. Prime Minister. Yeah. I feel like the game wants me to vote for this guy. Anti-Steam Tech. I think the Steam Tech guy has been, just from talking to people in this game, I think the Steam Tech guy seems like a bit of a wanker. Like, he just seems like on a personal level, he seems like a bit of a wanker. It might have a thing to do with the fact that we've still got a monarchy, right, Loss? Maybe. Yeah, so what I've mostly heard is bad things about Atwood. And I've heard kind of Hart Leroy posed as the kind of one that's going to solve all of our problems, which just because we don't like who's currently in charge, it doesn't mean that somebody else is going to do any better of a job. I don't know. I gotta vote Atwood. I think that he seems to care more about the workers. And I think that's important. I think that he seems to actually care. Whether or not I think that I wish that there was a kind of a more measured approach, but he seems to care. I think this guy seems like a wanker. Don't be fooled by the lies and confusion of the ignorant masses. Like, rude. Rude and unnecessary. Yeah.
Well, that's taken care of. Thankfully, the Angel isn't a polling place, so we can have a quiet evening.
That was, like Sophie's Choice.
What?
I don't know, Sack.
My head is pounding.
I guess we've got to hope that because he cares,
I think someone's knocking at the
he
door.
will find a way.
Right.
Yeah.
Therein lies Upton's boudoir. As a matter of respect, the less... Should have listened to your mother. You should have practiced. Mostly cookbooks. Yeah, at least you won't have to worry about starving while you're staying here.
Do you find the game
Not a very
audio too
inspiring
quiet?
piece. Hell, I could probably paint it better.
I thought it was quite
A
loud.
lady silhouette. Pretty sure it just means the artist wasn't talented enough to draw her for real.
Does anyone else find it a little bit too
Some
too
fool
quiet?
in a hat. I never understood the appeal of silhouette portraits.
It's
Looks like
alright.
that umbrella's gotten some good use. It was quite the rainstorm we had yesterday. What a handsome couple. Judging
Yeah,
by
the,
the uncanny resemblance, I'd say these are Upton's parents.
In the other screen, there wasn't any game audio, so that might have been why. Okay, the New Britannia Gazette. Hart Leroy continues election celebration. After beating Herbert Atwood... Okay, so it didn't matter who we voted for. I Sophie choiced this shit, and it didn't matter. After beating Herbert Atwood in a stunning upset, Hart Leroy has continued his victorious tour. Yesterday, visiting the Thor Bum Iron Works in Cholmondeley, workers cheered as the Prime Minister-elect gave a rousing speech, in which he outlined his plans upon taking office next month. Your jobs are safe, your livelihoods are safe, Steam Tech will not replace you. Leroy repeated several times throughout his addresses to thunderous applause. Leroy devastated Atwood in a stunning landslide, with over 73% of the vote. Most voters cited his stance on preserving jobs and shunning steam technology as the deciding factor. Leroy's first order of business will be resuming construction on the Gascogne Cholmondeley Bridge, creating several jobs. That's pretty... Like, all we had was the... That's, it sounds good. I'm just... It's a copium, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it would have been lost, so maybe I should have voted for the other guy. Yeah, maybe... Well, let's hope he does a good job anyway. The Justice Killer strikes again. The latest victim of the serial murderer is Burley Cause of Cholmondeley. Cause was discovered in his apartment. I got confused because his name is Cause. Killed by a single gunshot wound to the head. His neighbour, Ethel Williamson, reported a domestic dispute in which she heard the gunshot. Police arrived at the scene and found Cause, along with the word justice written in blood on the wall of his parlour. The Gazette has learned that each of the men found murdered were previously in Cholmondeley were found in the exact same situation, contradicting the police department's previous statements that the murders were unrelated. Due to the murderer's unusual displays at each crime scene, he has earned the name Justice Killer. As of this writing, there has been no established link between the victims. More on this story as it develops. Yeah, justice, because he said my justice is more important than your justice. And this is the, you know, that guy with the sideburns? We sent him here. So hopefully he's not getting a promotion just because we sent him. Class action suit filed against Royal Maverick. The law firm of Usher and Price announces that a class action lawsuit has been filed against Royal Maverick on behalf of those killed in Foster Park during the Nigeria disaster in June this year. Those who lost family members on June 24th, 1844, as a direct result of the airship Nigeria crashing into Foster Park, are encouraged to contact the law firm at 72 Cadman Street in Worcester. Royal Maverick operates several transportation services, most notably transatlantic airship services, starting with the HMS Nigeria. The HMS Lenore, the Nigeria's sister ship, is nearing completion. Usher and Price are alleging gross negligence on Royal Maverick's part, due to their lack of proper maintenance, which resulted in the disaster, causing 54 deaths on the ground, in addition to the 300 passengers on board. Jonas Usher claims, continued on page 13, and Grand Dame's bizarre death ruled a murder. After a full investigation by the New Bretagne police, the death of Gascon Grand Dame Desiree Lathan has been ruled a murder. Chief of Police Reginald Snelling issued the following statement. Foul play was initially suspected, and our detectives determined that this was indeed the case. A suspect has been arrested and is awaiting trial. The suspect in question is Roger Duvet, an art professor at University of New Bretagne. Duvet was recently named as Miss Lathan's beneficiary, a fact which concerned detectives on the case. Duvet allegedly left rags soaked in linseed oil underneath Lathan's bed. After several days, the oil caught fire, burning Miss Latham alive as she slept. According to Snelling, the scene was intended to appear accidental, but thanks to the brilliant work of our finest detectives, the sordid truth was revealed. It was a bit foul, wasn't it?
What a handsome couple. Judging by the uncanny
With those
resemblance, I'd say these
ashes.
are Upton's parents.
Okay, front door.
Good afternoon, miss. If you're looking for Miss Upton, I'm afraid she's not in right now.
No, I've already spoken with Miss Upton. I'm looking for Mr. Miles Fordham.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm Miles Fordham. What can I do for you, Miss...
Mrs. Emily Morgan. I have a problem, you see. Miss Upton said you'd be able to help.
I suppose you'd better come in. So, what seems to be the trouble?
It's my brother, Ronan Lespay. He was murdered 4 nights ago outside a tavern in the Chum.
Okay.
On election night?
Yes, I suppose it was.
Could you please tell me what happened?
The police took his body to
Yeah,
the
I like her
mortuary
hat.
and investigated the crime scene, but they're out
And
of
I like that
ideas.
she's matched her
I've been down there
socks
at the
to her
station
shirt.
every day, but they don't seem to care enough to look into it any further. All they've been able to determine was that it wasn't a robbery, and that the clothes he was wearing weren't his. My brother was a good man, Mr. Fordham. He would never have willingly gone to that part of town. I need to know why he was murdered, and I want whoever
I
did
bet
it
he
to
wasn't
pay
a
for
good
it.
man.
Very well, Mrs. Morgan. I'll take your case.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fordham.
I just need to know where your brother was killed, and where I might be able to contact you.
He was found outside the Silent Raven. It's on Alewife Avenue, on the west side of the Chum. Here, take this. It's a photo of Ronan. It might help your investigation.
Do you want to see a picture of my dad?
And if you need to speak with me, you can come to my husband's bakery. It's here in Worcester, at 15 Drummond Street.
Very good. I'll begin my investigation right away.
Thank you again, Mr. Fordham. You have no idea how much this means to me.
To be fair, she's only stopping in.
Well, this case has our names written all over it. Maybe it'll be good practice for finding the man who caused my death, eh?
Yeah, we haven't been doing that. Oh, I guess we're off.
Looks like that umbrella's gotten some good use. It was quite the rainstorm we had yesterday.
Well, we had a rainstorm yesterday. That's important. No, I don't think we can. Look at the photo. Young man, unremarkable looking. It's a bit of an insult.
What a mess. To think, in an instant, a man's life can be reduced to some scribbles on the filthy pavement.
Now's not the time to get poetic, Bill.
These advertisements are all at least 10 years
Unremarkable.
out of date. These advertisements are all...
Oh, 10 years out of date.
Yesterday's rain has made the water level rise significantly. Is it just me, or does it look like there's something resting at the bottom of the drain?
If there is, I have no way of getting to it through the drain cover.
Securely fastened, unfortunately for you. If only there was some
Is that
way
a
to
waterproof
undo these
chalk?
bolts and remove the drain cover.
Or someone comes along and redraws it afterwards. Okay, so we need like a screwdriver or something.
Your mascot seems to be a raven with a glowing red eye. Is that meant to attract customers or to scare them off?
Old and unremarkable. I don't want to be... No.
My, this grog
Oh,
shop
this
looks
guy.
pretty rough. Even by
I
chum
recognize him.
standards.
He was at the coffee
Let's keep
shop.
a low profile while you're in here, Miles. Doesn't look like cleaning up is high on the list of priorities around here. Looks like that's where they keep the good stuff. Of course, around here, good is an extremely relative term.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
They don't seem to have much variety in their beer selection.
Excuse me, barmaid?
Kind of reminds me a bit of Gabriel Knight.
Any thoughts on the election?
Nah, couldn't care less, really.
I like how we're just gonna
Doesn't
ask
matter
everyone
who's
that.
in charge. My life ain't getting any better.
But it can certainly get worse with Leroy in office.
We'll see.
Have you worked here long?
13 years.
Ooh.
See? Anything else you can tell me about yourself?
I ain't the friendly type.
Right. Understood. What can you tell me about this place?
It's a bar. People come here to drink.
Fair
Sometimes
enough.
people drink too much, and then they're sick all over. I get the honor of cleaning up the mess.
Sounds like you're not too pleased with your job.
I never said that. There
She
may be
loves
rough days,
vomit.
but there's a lot worse I
It's her
could be doing.
thing.
Here, I get a place to sleep and a bit to eat and a few coins in my pocket if the customers are pleased. And you are pleased, ain't you, sir?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course I am.
Have a great
Good.
time.
Where might I find the landlord?
You won't find him anywhere. He doesn't come around here more than once a month.
Were you working on election night?
Pal, I'm here most every night.
So that's a yes, then?
Christ on a cracker. You ain't too bright, are ya? Yes, I was here on election night.
There's no
Oh
need to be
wow,
rude
I love
about it,
her.
Adam. You know a man named Ronan Lespay?
Nah, never heard of him.
He
Nah.
was killed here 4 nights ago. The man in this ferrotype.
Oh, that one. Well, I never saw him before that night. And I didn't talk to him. You with the police or something?
No, not at all. I'm just trying to help his sister find out what happened.
So are you done with the questions? Can I get you a drink or what?
Yeah, she's a shrewd businesswoman. You at least have to give her that.
Tell me what you know about the murder that took place outside on election night.
Listen, chum. Do you know how busy we were that night? This was a polling place.
Oh,
we
wow.
had gents coming in and out for hours. Not to mention the regular clientele.
Okay, so he might have
I
just
was
been
up to
coming
my
to
ass in drink
vote.
orders and was running the shift all by myself. Had to break up God knows how many fights, too. So you'll excuse me if I didn't exactly notice something that happened out on the street.
Did you at least hear the gunshot?
No, I didn't. You try distinguishing a gunshot over a room full of rowdy voters. It ain't gonna happen.
You mentioned regular clientele. Who are they?
Oh, we get plenty of regulars in here. Too many to name.
Which of them were here on election night?
Let me think. I remember seeing 3 of the usual crowd. There was Darius, up to no good as always. Then there was Singin' Tom, but he wasn't around for too long. And how could I forget old Cormac? He'd have talked my ear off if I'd let him.
Sound like an interesting bunch of folks.
What can you tell me about Darius?
Hey now, bucko. You've come in here asking me all these questions, but I ain't seen nothing from you. You want more information? You're gonna have to earn it.
Right. Give me a gin then.
Coming right up.
get carried away now, Miles.
There you are. 1 gin. That'll be 2 shillings.
There's 3. Now then, about Darius.
Now that man is trouble. I've had to throw him out a few times.
Why do you say he's trouble?
His mind's affected by the poppy seed. He can be gentle as a kitten or fly into a rage at a moment's notice. When he gets rowdy, he gets chucked.
I see. Any idea where I might be able to find him?
Don't know why you'd want
She kind of
to
looks
find
like a
him,
character
but I hear he
from
spends his day at a smokehouse nearby.
Star Trek
I believe it's on
Voyager
Chris
in the
Marcolini.
Hollow
Just look
suite
for the door with the oriental symbols.
with that hair.
And could you describe him to me?
He's a rough-looking sort, about 55 years old, has a scar on his left cheek, grayish hair, medium build.
Excellent. Thank you. Who is singing Tom?
Ah, Tom. Not sure what his surname is, but he's in here about twice a week. We call him Singing Tom because he leads a church choir.
Is that right? Which church?
Oh, I haven't a clue. Never really cared to ask.
Does he associate with any of the other regulars?
I've seen him talking with Darius a few times. They seem to be on friendly terms.
Tell me about Cormac.
He's in here most every
Wait, I
night.
love a good
Doesn't
opium
speak
den.
Too many people.
Oversee
Just me.
Sherlock.
And a right chatterbox he is, too. Between you and me, Cormac stinks. I can understand why he doesn't keep much company.
He stinks?
Aye, he's a sewer worker. Spends all his day underground in the muck, so he always reeks of shit.
I see. Any idea where specifically he works?
I believe he's at the treatment station, over near the ferry terminal.
If this is going where I think it is, then I'm especially glad I can't smell anything.
We get to explore the sewers.
I appreciate you taking the time to chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Why don't we save it? It's quite a nice place to save. Why don't we save it here for today? And we'll be back with a little more Lamplight next week. I'm not sure what day we'll play it next week. But we'll play it next week at some point. Friday, I'm not sure what we're playing on Friday. We're either going to play Broken Sword 2 or we're going to play a retro light game, a point and click that I got a key for that I quite like the look of. But I haven't quite decided what I fancy on Friday yet. So be a little bit of a surprise. Oh, thank you very much for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed Siberia as well. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed Siberia, seeing the end of Hans' story. Thank you very much for coming, lads. And we'll be back on Friday at 1 p.m. with some kind of video game. Everybody's favorite kind of stream, a video game stream. And then next week, we will probably be playing Broken Sword 2, Lamplight City, and maybe a third game as well. So be fun. I'm really excited for Broken Sword 2. I'm like, I kind of want to play it on Friday, but I don't know. A video game stream? I know. Trying something out a bit different, Ola. All right, lads, I'll let you out. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you had a wonderful time. I'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye. Good thing I got that checkpoint. Yeah. Oh, no,
This is
really,
Commander
please?
Shepard, and this is my favorite stream on the Citadel.
I swear I've never been to see